Go.
Hi, Coach Kim. Nice to have you with me today. Thank you for joining me.
Hi, thanks for having me. Appreciate being here.
Awesome. Looks like you were talking to your cat there.
I was. He jumped up right as we were going live.
Well, he or she wants to be part of this too. He did you say he? He wants to be
Yep.
part of it. Yeah, he wants to be part of the conversation. So before we get started, let's bring ourselves here and now because if we're not here and now, then we can't have this conversation, right? If only place that we can learn, live, and lead is by being here and now. And the breath, we've been doing the breath work a lot, right? To bring ourselves to breathe because most of the time we're in the past or we're in the future. Both of those places doesn't allow us to be here and now. If we're not here and now, you can't listen to the conversation we're going to have. I can't speak to you because I'll be busy in past and the future of my life, and same with Coach Kim, right? If we're not
That is
here, I can't have this conversation with Coach Kim either because I'm not here. I'm too busy with my past, and now I'm busy with my future. But by bringing us here, we are able to have a conversation. We're able to listen. We're able to be present, and then that's very important if you're a parent as well, because today's topic is going to be about for parents about parenting. It's a big topic. I'm sure many of you are dealing with this in different ways because it shows up differently. So today we're just going to do one breath, Coach Kim, because we have a time. I need to go somewhere else. So let's just take one breath. Inhale for 4, hold for 4, and then let's everything go for 8. Let all the stress leave your body. Just drop your shoulders. Just move your neck so you're here and now and you're present. Oops, I want to remove that. So, welcome. So, today I want to talk about the topic I have, Coach Kim, believe it or not. It's about video games, playing video games, or being on screen time.
Oh, yes. That's a big topic for teenagers and young children these days.
Young is what I'm hearing. Like, I've met with a couple of parents this week, and very young. Like, they're not even in grade 3, grade 2, like young children.
7, 6, 7. That's
Yeah, olds. Yeah, and then very severe. Parents are sometimes not connecting the dots between the playing of the video game with the emotions they're seeing because there's a lot of anger. There's unsettled. The child is very unsettled, lots of anger, and showing lots of anger behaviors at school or with around others, right? Because
Mhm.
they want to be part of the game. The world that they see themselves is fixated onto the game. Now, we've been hearing a lot of research, right? People are talking about how um, video games can become addictions. It's like an
Yeah.
addiction, right? And
Yeah.
people have even compared to it's like having taking cocaine, and if you don't have the cocaine, and you get this, urge to want it again. It's the same feeling they're talking about. It's similar to drugs, doing drugs, right?
Yeah. Yes, I've heard that.
Yeah, so it's severe. Like for 5-year-old, 6-year-old, 7-year-old, that's a lot to deal with.
Yeah.
And if you're a parent dealing with this, it's not easy. It's really hard. So we want to talk about this. So many parents are trying to now almost calling it even, yeah, I think my child is addicted, right? But
Yep.
today I want to look at this issue through the lens of Readiness OS, because when we look at it through the Readiness OS, I see it differently, and Coach Kim also, you see this differently, right? Because most children, you know um, they spend a lot of time.
Hmm.
They're not really addicted to the game itself. It's like they're addicted to the feeling that they get out of the game,
Right. I agree
right?
with that. Yep.
Yeah, it gives them a feeling. So we want to talk about three different things that parents could use this to understand. So what is the one first feeling that they get from playing video games, Coach
Well,
Kim?
I think one thing that they get for sure is this feeling of success, right? And immediate feedback.
Yes.
So they understand the rules of the game, the rules don't change. And in
Yes.
life, the rules are different. People
Yes.
show up differently. Their teacher might be in a bad mood one day. Like it's not as predictable. And the games can be very, very predictable, and they get immediate feedback. They try something, either it works or it doesn't work. And so I think that's one of the things that definitely the video games bring to the table that the kids may not be experiencing elsewhere.
Yes. And also there's a progression, right? They're moving through levels, right? And then they feel achievement, as you said, right? Success and achievement, because they finally feel like, oh, I passed this level, now I'm on to the next level. I used to be like that. I used to play with my brother when I was young. I don't know if you played too, Coach Kim, but Nintendo was a big time when we were growing up, right? We used to play all the time, and we would wake up really early in the morning to play. If we couldn't pass a level, we would like really get up early, like keen to pass it, because it was
Right.
was like, I got to get to the next level. I got to see what the next level looks like.
Yeah.
Right. And then there's always a big enemy at the end of every round, so we have to pass it. That takes quite a bit of work to pass it, and then sometimes we have to even look for codes, or we have to ask our friends, like, how did you pass it? Like, how did you hit him pass to the next level? So it's good because you have that you're succeeding. There's expectation. There's something else waiting for you.
Right.
So this actually gives us this rush to do it. There's a rush, right? Like the kids love that. The brain loves it. Our brain loves it. So for many learners who feel confused in the classroom, but classroom is not like this, right? It could be confusing.
No.
Subjects change every day. We have different concepts every day being covered, and we have many students in the classroom. As you said, teacher might be off one day. Sometimes they're doing great job. So they might fall behind in school.
Right.
Already they're behind in school. So they don't have that prediction like they have with the game, where they feel secure, right? In this classroom, they're always feeling like, I'm behind. Maybe they're already starting to call themselves, I'm not good enough, I'm stupid, or whatever the words they're maybe using, right? So this I can do this feeling is so great with video games. I can do this.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think a lot of times the kids that get most addicted to the games are the kids that aren't necessarily experiencing good success in their academics, right?
Yes.
And so here is a place where they get feedback that they're doing the right thing, or they get to the next level, and they're either not experiencing that negativity, or if they don't do it, if they try a strategy and it doesn't work, no one's there to judge them. No. Like in the class, if a student's called out for having the wrong answer, everybody else knows it. And in the game, everybody's trying different strategies. And if they're even playing with, with a gaming group, or if there's other people in the same game, it's just feedback. It's not a negative influence on their self-esteem.
Yeah, and they feel like they're in a group of collaborating. I mean, that if you're not already behind in school, you can't collaborate in the classroom. You always feel like left out and behind other people, right? So for sure, the game doesn't even just provide the entertainment and keeping them hooked, but it gives them the competence, right? They feel like, I'm competent in this. I can do this. So that's a great feeling for us to keep going back to it.
Right.
So instead of looking at it just addiction, we can also say, okay, they're competent in something. They're excited about being good at something. So that's the pull. Our brain is going to go back to something that I'm excited about, right?
Right. And then when we pull them away from that,
it's anger.
Right. They get angry because they were feeling successful. And now maybe they're being pulled away from something they're successful at to go do homework. That's going to be a challenge. So that could be a real problem.
Yeah. And then also the games create for us, our nervous system, to feel safe in it, right? Like you talked about, like it has a clear feedback. I mean, it always gives us either you're going up in the level or you're not doing it. So we have to figure out how to pass this level, right? And then there's a challenge without shame. I mean, it could increase games can increase in complexity, but there's no shame behind it. In school, nobody shames you, but you feel the shame, right?
You feel the shame, right? Kind of like what I was saying before, right? Like if you get it wrong or whatever. And in the game, it's just like, well, that strategy didn't work, so try this other tool, try this other thing. And so that there's like this loop, right? This feedback loop for your nervous system. And it feels safe. and it feels stable. And so that is a place where students are going to kind of feel calm and want to keep that feeling. It's a good feeling. And so they want to
Well, we
keep
know that the hormone dopamine, right? It's dropping. It's incredible. It's amazingly filling their system up with it, and that's it. I just want more of it. I just want more of it. So if you, as a parent, at this moment go and interrupt that, you are now the victim of whatever behavior that's going to come at you.
Right.
Even though they don't hate you, but they're just like in the moment of like this. I need to pass this. I'm so excited.
Right. Yeah, they're excited, they're focused, they're feeling like they're having all this great. And then what feels from a parent like, oh, it's just dinner time, you just need to stop, is such a disruption to their nervous system that it kind of takes them right to red, like right to alert, 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 you're not safe.
Exactly. So that's why they're fighting back. Like many parents are sharing that they're seeing aggression like never before in some of their 5-year-old, 6-year-old, 7-year-old. They don't know what to do. They're like, I can't take them off. It's because they're in this dopamine, like fully enjoying themselves in this dopamine hit after hit, and they don't want to hear anything from you. They just want to go to the next level. Let me be successful, right? Let me go to the next level and be successful. Why are you stopping me from success? Like in their little brain, that's what they're probably feeling. You're stopping me from being successful.
Right. Yes. You're interrupting something that's really great. Like, why would you do that?
Exactly. Yeah. And then you can't reason with that, because I try reasoning at that moment, everything will fall apart too, right? So really, it's not a motivation problem. Like a lot of us think they're lazy or motivated or they're just hooked to this game, but it's really not. They are motivated. They're just motivated in that, which is give them this safe environment where other places are not producing that for them anymore. So that's why they're hooked to the game.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah, they're getting all of these positive experiences that they may not be experiencing when they're having fights with their siblings, or they're not doing well in school, or they're, maybe playing a sport, but they're not the best kid on the team. And so, there's here in this world of gaming, they are competent and worthy and feeling, really having really good self-esteem.
Yeah. And what hit me today after having so many conversations this week with several different people is that this is actually they're ready in that game, in the gaming, they're ready. They're in the readiness state. Yeah. That is the readiness state.
That is the state. That's the flow state. Yeah.
Yeah. I said, oh, they're already experiencing. That's why they can't get out of it. And now we're calling it addiction. But how do we create that in their regular life, in other parts of their life? We're not creating it. So because we're not creating it, they're escaping to the place that they already know how to get it.
Right. So that's the work. That's the parenting work, is to make sure that your kids are experiencing those positive experiences in other aspects of their life, so that they're not only seeking that positivity from gaming.
Yeah. So that's why if you say do the homework, they're not ready. You're forcing them to do it. They're not ready to do that homework. Their system's not ready at all. So then if you give them homework, it's a punishment. At that point, it's a punishment. They're like, come punish yourself. And who wants to punish themselves voluntarily, right? So is the real question isn't how do we stop the game, playing the game, or how do we stop them from playing? The real question is why does the brain feel more successful in the game than in real life? Like that's every parent has to ask this real question. This is the important question we all should ask as parents, is why does the brain feel more successful in the game than in real life? What's happening in their real life? They have met, like because you worked with so many students, you know that most of the students, what happens in real life is they experienced failure after failure, or shame after shame, or sometimes guilt too. Some students carry guilt that I should have tried harder, or I should have did this, or I should have done that, right? So all of that adds up, right?
Right.
So when we improve readiness in a child's real environment, something interesting starts happening. So that's why I started connecting to the readiness. If we could make that same environment they're experiencing in the video game, into real life. I'm not saying you have to have all those rewards or anything. I'm not saying that way, but just the feeling that they're getting, right? Whatever they're
Right.
experiencing, their nervous system is experiencing. We need to create that environment in the real world so that they can feel like, okay, real world is also stimulating. The real world is also okay. The real world is also safe for me. I could have
Right.
fun here too. This is not
Right.
that bad. But right
Right.
now, they don't feel that.
Yeah, give them opportunities for predictable feedback. Give them opportunities to be challenged, but not, without that shame. Um,
Yes.
Allow failure without punishment or without feeling like, they were wrong.
Yes.
And then, trying to find a way to stimulate their brain in a way that's not too much, like not pushing too far or too hard, and just finding that balance in other parts of their life.
Yes. And if school has become hard, uh, talk to your kids that it is hard for you. It has become hard. School has become hard because you've fallen behind. It's okay to tell a child that you are behind, but that's okay. You know what? We can work together and we can catch up. It's possible. All you need to do is support them. Sometimes we have hard time talking to our kids, right? We don't want to tell them the real truth about them being behind or whatever, but they need to know, though. It's okay. They already know. They already
Yeah,
know inside
they
them
can
they're
already
behind.
they can already
Yeah.
feel it and sense it.
Yeah, so why hide it and pretend like, I'm kind of managing it on my own? Just share it with them. But let's get you going. Let's get you going, like in the game, how you pass the next level. Let's pass the next level.
Next
Let's do
level.
it. Yeah,
Right.
next level. I can help you. I can find help for you. So these are ways that we can really bring back that confidence so that it can start to grow, and then make progression visible, because a lot of the time kids at that age, they don't know that they're actually doing good. Like, we sometimes praise our kids, right? You're doing really good. You Good job, good
Mhm.
job, good job. But that doesn't really stick, because if you say it too many times, kids kind of don't even hear
Tune it
it.
out. Yep.
Right? So more importantly, you have to say, like 2 weeks ago you were doing this, look at you doing this today. Like, you have to have solid evidence to show them, so they can feel like, in the video game they show progression, right? They say, this level's
Right.
checked, this
Yep.
level is checked. Now we're
Level
going to the
2,
next
now you're on
level.
level 3. You got through level 3, now you're on level 4. Right.
There's
It's
a
that.
tracking system, right?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
sense of achievement, I can see it. As a little kid, I can see it. But here, if you just say good job, good job, at the end of the day, they don't even hear that good job.
Right, right. It really needs to be specific feedback and in a way that makes them understand that they're building skills and they're
Yes.
becoming more competent.
Yeah. Even in reading or writing or math, like, look at the
Life
work you did.
skills, and in life skills.
Yeah. Look at what you used to do before.
Yeah.
Now look at it. Like last week, your bedroom was like this. Look at it. Like, you can even take a photo and say, look at it. Like, this week, it looks this much different.
Yep.
It doesn't have to be perfect, but it's different. And then you show them pictures, and then they're like, oh, yeah, I am improving. Even if they don't say it, they see it, right?
Right.
Visuals are so important. So when we start doing all of these things, we create that readiness space in their real life. They're going to start pulling away from the game because they're already getting it. That right now they're escaping to get it over there.
Right.
So if you can create all of these things for them here in the real world, they're going to kind of slowly, I don't really need that. I can get it over here too. It's the same feeling I'm getting here. Why don't I do this sometime? Be with my family sometimes, or do, because we're talking about little kids. These are 7-year-olds, 6-year-olds.
Yeah.
They shouldn't completely be away from family anyway. They should have lots of time with their families, right? So
Connection time. Yes.
connection. So they will naturally come back. And some of you might be watching this going, you know what? My child's so addicted. I cannot even do any of this. It's just gone too far. Even if they're teenagers, they're not gone too far. Connection is so big, right? Connecting with your child is so big. And we always think that it's too far, it's gone. I mean, especially with teenagers, I hear that, right? Parents always say it's too far gone. But we cannot wash our hand and say like that. We're our poor parents, right?
Right.
So there's
always a way back to recovery and a way back to connection.
Try with connection. Try with going back to that connection. I see that I'm not connecting with you. Even be apologize to them. I have not been that available to you. I'm sorry.
Right.
Let's start this again. I want to be there for you. I want to have at least 10 minutes with you every day. Can we start with 10 minutes? Can we do something together? There is always a start. I mean, it could backfire too anytime. They could say no thank you, but at
Yep.
least you tried, instead
Right.
of saying it won't work. So even with the teenagers, but even with adult kids, right?
Yeah.
Problems, you got to talk,
Yep.
connect. Connection
You have
is
to
huge.
connect.
So with this video game, if you're struggling with your child and they're not listening to you, you feel like you cannot take them away from it. I just want both of us want you to remember that as a parent, video games are really not the enemy. It's really showing us something that we are missing. They are missing. It's something.
Yeah.
It's showing all of us that our kids are missing something very important.
Right.
And what is that? If you think about it, what is that? It's the connection. We just talked about it. They are missing connection. They don't feel safe. There's too many things that are happening around them that doesn't make them feel safe. And
Right.
you may, as parents, like some parents might say, my child's safe. Yeah, safe maybe physically, but I mean safe in the nervous
The
system,
nervous system.
meaning being
Right.
calm in the body, right?
Right.
Body
Right.
and
I mean, it could be the environment could be just too hard and then you get shut down. It could be too chaotic and then you've got somebody who's like in this hyper alert state, this ready to fight or flight. Or it might be too pressured. And the video games have it so it's just the right amount of engagement for a child. And so you just have to be mindful of what's the culture, what's our family culture, what's going on, and are they going to the video games to escape something that's too chaotic or too pressured or too hard?
Yeah, absolutely. So what we're really trying to say is you need to design your household like the video game designers designed it. They got your kids hooked. We have to figure out how we're going to hook them back and re-enter them into their real life. And
Right.
we cannot say we can't do it, because if we don't, we'll lose them. They won't be capable to do anything, because the more they consume and more they consume in the video game, some of these games are not even good for them, right? Some of them are very bad. We don't know. I mean, some parents know what the kids are playing, some parents don't, because they have access to everything. So what we're asking tonight is, look at it from the readiness perspective. If your child's not ready in an environment, they're going to start escaping into an environment where they feel ready.
Right.
And technology seems to be very ready. Space, they're very ready.
Right. It's ready to accept them. So things that we can think about is my child feeling competent? Is my child feeling like he belongs?
Yes.
Does he have autonomy? Is he able to make choices on his own?
Yes.
Is he trying to escape constant correction or looking for relief from anxiety? Ask yourself those questions to see are these some of the things that our kiddos are using the game to address.
Yes. And if a video game designer can hook you up, if a technology can hook your child up to be so addictive, you are their parent. You have the nervous system that connects with like no other way, right? You can sync your nervous system. That's the first language you both talk to each other through, the pulse and your nervous system. So through that, you have to look at how can I design another hook to hook them back into my world, so I can now lead them in their life. Because otherwise, as I said, there's a big negative impact associated with this, right? Because kids can't perform at school. The speed of school and speed of video games are not same. Speed of life is not the same.
Right.
So we are facing tremendous amount of hardship. Parents are. Some parents are speaking out. Some parents are hiding because they feel very ashamed that their child is doing this. But it's nothing to be shameful or afraid of, because it's happening among a lot of people. A lot of people. It's normal now, because that's the world we live in, right? Look at us. Sometimes we're also on our own devices,
absolutely.
right?
There are times when we let that become more important than what's happening right in front of us.
Yes. So only thing we want you to take away today is that me and Coach Kim are looking through the readiness lens, what we see is that the way that the video games are primed for the readiness is what's attracting these kids, right? That's what's attracting your child. So how can you attract them back again? And how
Right.
can you create the readiness space for them? So that's
Yeah.
what you need to look at it. And every family is different, every child is different. So look at through this lens and see what can I create to hook them back.
Right. Approach it from a lens of curiosity.
Yes.
Like, what is my child gaining from this experience gaming? And how can I allow them to experience that separate from the games?
Yes, absolutely. So thank you for watching. So those of you who are parents, those of you who are teachers who are dealing with the behavior from the video game inside of classroom, because there's another conversation we can have.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
What happens in school when kids who do play a lot come to school environment? That's again a different story. So we'll come back to that another time. But anybody listening, you understand this is a bigger problem we have at hand. But is it solvable? Yes, everything is, right? Everything is solvable. There's always a solution.
That is right. Yes.
But curiosity, like Coach Kim said, is so important. Noticing and curiosity. Just be aware of what's happening, and that'll bring a lot of answers to what you're going through. But don't be alone. So on Wednesdays, every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we actually have a online event called Parenting in Flow. So if you want to attend that, it happens every week. Just DM me under this video. I can share with you the link to join us. It's happening tomorrow. So that is all about this, how to really not feel shame or guilt about I'm not a good parent. Just letting all of that go and just coming back to yourself, home to yourself, and then really feeling like, what can I do next to help my child and my family? That's what it's all about. So if you haven't attended that, we hope you can join us tomorrow, if not another week. But send me a message and I'll send you how to join us on that. So thank you, and we'll see you on another live. Thank you, Coach Kim.
Thank you, Kohila. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.